Let us begin our yoga practice today in the merry month of May. The bell's all we need to know. We're going to start standing. So be ready for that. We're going to start standing, but we're going to kind of, take our time a little bit, warming into our practice. Because it might be, we've spent a lot of time already today sitting, so standing is kind of a bit of a difference already. So just get used to your feet being on the ground, on the floor, on the mat. Have a look at the feet. Maybe you haven't even thought about your feet today. I'm just looking at my toes now. I'm going to lift them up high up the mat. Breathing in and breathing out. Let them really sink into the mat, like I'm trying to press the toes a little bit, spread them out. And then we're going to lift the feet, their heels high, really pushing off the toes. So if we really want to stretch the tops of the feet a little bit, and bring them down as slowly as you can. Put the heels down. The heels are going into the ground. Let's take the outside edges of the feet. Really try to imagine you're lifting up the inside. Or actually lift the inside as you're trying to see underneath them, and lay them down. And then bring the inside of the feet. If you can't do them both at the same time, just do one at a time and see how that feels. Just to kind of get that range of motion in the ankles and in the feet. It's such an important area. It's where we connect to this earth. And we're going to do a little bit of energizing. So we bring the sides of those feet together. We're going to squeeze the legs together. We're going to squeeze everything together, and we're going to extend and hold the breath. So inhale through the nostrils. Into the fingers, stretch up, squeeze together, extend, hold the breath in, lift the heels high. Hold. And breathing out softly through the nostrils. We did 3 of these. This changes everything, this energizer. Kind of like really filling up the battery. Think of it like that. Breathing in. So we breathe in, we hold the energy in, we squeeze it. We squeeze it, and by squeezing and holding, it kind of expands inside us. And then when we breathe out, it's like a slow explosion. Just dissipates throughout the body. Just kind of spreading out throughout the whole limbs around us. One more. Inhale. Extend up, hold the breath in, hold all that breath in, lift the heels high, squeeze together, hold. And release slowly, breathing out through the nostrils, hands and arms coming down slowly, heels gradually reaching the earth and sinking, feet sinking. Take the feet apart, wide as the shoulders or wider, knees bent. Let's turn on our center. Bending into the knees. Have a little dip there. See if you can get that dip when your body faces forward. Sort of bend into the knees a little bit more, and letting those arms swing around the body. Bending. Breathe. There's also, with his arms moving, it's not just the arms, how it moves from the shoulders. Get a bit of attention, and of course that moves into the chest. You can start to feel that chest opening, so you can breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Feel the air outside the body. The arms move really through the air, and feel the air inside the body. Yeah. Let's just go. Myself a bit more air around my body. And let's take the backs of the hands onto that lower back. Wake up that dormant energy that's just packed and waiting. Having a little sleep at the base of the spine. We're just going to wake it up, say, come on, wake up. And then going to get those knuckles either side of the spine, those little dips in the side, get the knuckles. And breathe, don't hold your breath. Rising up, rising up. Oh, yes. So you can feel that little tingle, the energy rising up. Put the hands to the front of the hips. Stimulation, wake those up. Amazing what that can do, just that little bit of extension. And then bringing the fingers to the chest area. Yeah, thinking about this chest and the breath here. And again, breathing in, out through the mouth. Release your sound. Good. Let's take the fingers to the temples. So this middle 3 fingers mainly, and that space just beside the eyes. And just kind of Draw circles at the side of the eyes, just what feels good. You can even close your eyes and go, oh, that feels good. Breathing in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Let's get our fingers in that skull as well. Let's zhuzh up the hair. See if you can cover the whole of your skull, the whole of the scalp. Try and get your fingers. Try to get every little part behind the ears. Don't forget, right the base of the back of the skull. Work along that edge. That little dip at the back of the skull, right in the middle of the crown. Just waking up all that energy, shining up that head. Oh yeah, and then we're just going to give the ears a little pull. So we're just going to start around the top edge, work our way down, unfurling the ear, the edges of the ear, and then just pulling on the lobes a few times. Do that a couple of times, 2 or 3 times. Oh yeah, a little bit of energy, a bit of electricity. How do you feel? What does that feel like when we just squeeze those points on the ear? Shake the hands out. Shake the legs out. Yeah, really getting that energy moving, getting that flow happening. And let's just connect things up. Bring the left knee up, meeting it with the right hand. Little simple cross crawl. So limber, warm, coordinate. Get the energy moving and flowing. Breathing in and out through the nostrils the whole time. Okay. We'll take the leg out to the side, left leg, right arm goes over the head. Breathing. So trying again, keeping this extension, this is opening the chest area. Really feel about opening the chest. Breathe to encourage that openness. Yeah, noticing how much, if there is stiffness in the body, noticing that, noticing it falling away, all that heavy armor we carry around and shield ourselves with. We'll just let it drop in our practice. It's safe to do that. And roll the shoulders back, bending the knees. Let's just see how the body feels now. It's a bit more available to us. Making our body available, feeling and experiencing. And then we go forward with those shoulders, just the shoulders. We leave the arms heavy. And they kind of sometimes want to join in. The elbows start wanting to lift, but we're just using the shoulders, rolling, massaging the shoulders through the movement, breathing all the time. Okay. We're just going to give ourselves a little bit of a hug. So just taking the hands around the ribs, just getting that breath in here. Got this woken up a little bit. Let's see if we can just wake up this midsection. So just hands on the middle section, on our wings, we're holding them in, breathing in. Feel that expansion there and breathing out through the mouth, letting that really settle. So breathing in, expand those ribs. And breathing out. Try one more of those, breathing into the nostrils. Feel that expansion, breathing out. Okay. And we're just going to get the legs a bit more lively. Just a little bit, we're going to do a bit more. So bring the heels to the back side. Get the legs lively, move them very fast. Yeah. Actually, in a way, it makes it a bit easier when you move them fast. And then lifting the knees high. So we're getting that movement. Movement creates lubrication, aliveness, flow, lifting the knees high, moving them quite quickly as well. And we're addressing the joints is here. So this is particularly this legs coming out the sides. We've already done a little bit of this, but we're just going to focus just on the leg movement and also sensing how that impacts on our balance. Everything's starting to get addressed and woken up. Breathing all the time. And then we're just going to work on this hip a bit more, lifting up and opening out, lifting the knee up and out to the side. See how that feels. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. In and out through the nostrils, keeping that breath in and out through the nostrils. Good. And we come to a stop. So let's just settle a little bit after we've limbered. So we're going to do our little breathing. I call this a sun moon breathing exercise. And it's a great one. You can do it. It's a whole little practice in itself. Feet, hips width apart, parallel. Just take a look at them again. Remind your feet they're on the ground. Breathing in, lift the arms up, lift the heels off the ground. Bring the hands together, turn the palms, and bring the arms down, bring the heels down, slowly and steadily. So the main focus, or the job your mind has, is to keep the breath smooth and even, and to coordinate the movement of the arms to the breath. So the inhale, the top of the inhale, the hands just touch, the palms touch, and then we turn the arms. The palms are coming down on the out breath, both in and out through the nostrils. Try and get those feet to get really limber, to kind of really slowly rise up to a super extended, reaching up at the top of the inhale, and then we're slowly, see how slowly you can bring those heels down. And once we've kind of found a little bit of steadiness here, a little bit of balance, it might come and go. And we really think about, what are we actually doing here? We're drawing a circle, we're casting a circle. That's a lovely way of putting it. We're casting a circle around us. And talking earlier about dropping all the heavy armor, all that burden of heavy armor protection we kind of carry around, and it just gets more and more kind of dense. So we can drop those defenses as we're drawing this and casting a circle, this energetic field around us. So it's light, reflective, and open. One more coming up, reaching up, the inspiration, the inhale, and slowly coming back to earth, the exhalation, the softening, the earthing, physical, earth, heels, reach the ground. Good, let's set the feet apart. Thinking about this breath and movement, and also thinking about this whole, especially the torso, particularly this area, middle section, we're going to work that with the windmill. So take the feet nice and wide, and the feet turned out at a slight angle, kind of 45 degrees-ish, so not at a right angle either way, somewhere in between. And you'll be able to adjust that if you need to, but nice and wide. So inhaling, we reach up, we extend up to the ceiling, and then we turn the body towards the left toes, so where the left toes are pointing. That's the angle. So the inhale there, and then we exhale, slightly soften that knee so you're not, you're not kind of locked. Breathing out, come down over that leg. Let the fingers, if they reach the ground, they can sweep across the ground. And then we inhale, coming up from the right leg. And that reaches right up. You can even look to where the hands are if it's not too challenging for your balance. Breathing out, reaching down to the ground, sweeping across the floor or through space. And the inhale coming up. So we need to keep our legs quite lively as well to support this movement. Exhaling. So not locking any knees. Using the strength of that leg also as we reach up. Breathing out. Keep extended as much as you can. The inhale is the reaching up. That's about that half of the circle, as we're drawing a circle with the fingers still, and exhaling, coming down, exhaling as we sweep across, the inhale sweeping us up, energizing, exhaling, coming back down to the earth, sweeping across. Maybe you don't reach the ground, that's okay. We're really trying to reach up and extend here. One more time around this way, then we'll try the other way. Breathing out, reaching up. You can feel this in the middle area. Breathe in. Have a little break here. Arms coming down this area. Going to feel that. But try and keep this whole, particularly this area, keep it extended. Other way now. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Turn towards the right foot and reaching over that. So we're going in direction of those toes. Sweeping across the ground, still breathing out. Inhale, reaching up. So going in time with your breath, you might be slightly different timing for me, that's fine. A bit faster, a bit slower. Try and keep that steady, even pace. It's okay, even if you're here in the middle, you're still working quite hard there. In fact, you're working just as hard. But still keep extending right to the fingertips through the arms. But try and keep the chest open so we're not kind of hunched up. Keep the chest elevated. Having an awareness of the spine. Breathing in as you lift up, breathing out as you're coming down. Breathing out still as you're sweeping across the ground. The inhale is the lift up. And exhale. This really gets us with our breath, feeling the support of that breath, inhaling. One more time around. And coming up for the last time, inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, arms down. Just taking this, letting yourself get steady again. We can point forward again this time. I'm going to come into a ragdoll. So like a floppy forward bend, but with the wide legs. So bend the knees And start to let that kind of slump happen. So this is where we get to slump, you know. Do a lot of sort of standing tall, and then we're just slumping, do the opposite. Let the head hang. Heavy head. Just start to feel that as you're hanging the arms. Breathe in through the nostrils, out through the mouth, and then really let it go. Really let the arms be heavy. The shoulders, the head, the neck is completely released. Let the body relax and release to the ground. Breathing in through the nostrils, out to the mouth. Make that a sighing sound. Yeah, notice the capacity of our breath in everyday life. As we're going about our business, we don't even acknowledge or think about our breath, but then we really acknowledge it, lengthen it, expand it, manipulate the breath. We really feel its power. So, keeping the knees bent, we're going to lift from the base of the spine, slowly, slowly, keeping the knees bent, slowly unroll, uncurl to standing. Yes. And we're just going to feel the back a little bit, give it a little rub there. Yeah. Okay. So let's come into, it's just waiting for it. So we're going to do a goddess now. So again, turn the feet slightly out and check that angle by bending into the knees. So the knees I want to go is trying to get the knees right out to the side, so we're opening the hips, and also obviously keeping that bottom tucked in. So we're keeping this upright from the root to the crown, pressing the hands together. Let's just get into this first of all, getting those legs really lively, getting a bit of heat in the thighs, seeing how low you dare go. So the inhale, we're standing tall, we can press up through the feet, and the exhale, we're bringing those knees out to the side and lowering that center. Inhale, exhale, pushing up from the feet, using the power in the buttocks and the legs there, and keeping this nice and long here, from the sternum to the belly button, just breathing in and out. In and out. Good. So our legs are going to be quite warm now, so let's have a little pause. And we're going to bring the goddess, awaken the goddess and her fiery, potent nature. So inhale. Good. Let's try that again. So the tongue is coming out the mouth, the eyes are wide. Really make that rasping sound in the throat. Breathing in. Good. Be fierce. Do not be afraid of your fierceness. Good. Breathing in. And I think we'll do one more just to blow out all the pipes. That springy, summery energy. Breathing in. Good. Okay, let's bring the feet together now. Back to them, shake, loosen them up. Okay. Then we're going to come into some more standing postures. We start on the front of the mat. We're going to come into triangle. Find that harmonious feeling of triangle in the body. So feet hips width apart, parallel. Standing nice and tall, bring the weight onto the left foot, step back with the right. Got a lovely right angle with the feet, steady, stable. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Exhaling, bring the arms to shoulder height. Inhale, open the palms. Have a lovely spaciousness from fingertip to fingertip. Exhaling, reach over to your left and down. Make contact with that left leg, with the back or front of the hand, and reaching up away from that. Seeing how I just take that right shoulder back almost behind me. It's not behind me, it's actually sitting on top of my body, but it's a feeling of that. And then there's lots of space for that neck. And we're looking, we can turn the head easily towards, look up at those right fingers there. Give those fingers a little wiggle, they're reaching for the skies. Give the knees a little bit of a wiggle to make sure that they are not blocked. They're lively, the feet are lively, the thighs. Side body, nice and open. Yeah. Breathe. Open the chest. Chest wants to look up at the ceiling. Heart wants to fly up to the heavens. Feel that feeling. Breathe into the body. And using the inhale to come up. And using the exhale for the arms to float down softly. So have that nice softness in there. Bend into the right knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. So shift the weight to the right. Notice how the difference is inside the body at this point. We're going to even it up. Take the left foot back. Same distance. Right angles, Inhale, reach and lift the chest, lift the ribs. Exhale, bring the arms to shoulder height. So drop the shoulders, lift the chest. Open the hands up. Inhale. Exhale, reaching out over to the right and then down. Make contact with that lower leg and press against it so you can reach those left fingers up. Little twist of that chest, so right shoulder sort of presses forwards, so the left shoulder can sit back. It's a little twist there in the upper chest. Much more spacious when we have that little twist, and more space here for the neck. Neck is coming out of the spine, a nice long line. Looking and turning your head towards those left fingers, looking up to the skies, the ceiling, and breathe. Breathe deeply, fill the body with space, with air. Then use the inhale to come up. Exhale, lower the arms down slowly. And into the left knee, and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Let's have a little moment here. I'm going to come into a squat just to have a little bit of a calmer moment. Hopefully it feels calmer. Depends how you feel about squat, of course. Squatting, if your heels are off the ground like this, put something underneath them. If they're down, that's fine. And just let the body come in between the knees. So try and get the knees fairly wide, so getting the hips opening. But the backs of the hands, let them rest on the ground, let the head hang. So releasing the back of the neck into the shoulders, upper back, that's all kind of hanging. Head is hanging. As you breathe out through the mouth, really see if you can experience the weight of the head. It's a heavy thing. Yeah, release. See if you can, just by the power of the exhale and by just letting go, not holding on to that neck, we're not holding on to the head, we're just letting it hang. See if you can make that neck longer. Dropping the shoulders forwards, hanging. Good. And slowly lifting the head back up. And the left hand to the ground. We'll do a very sort of subtle twist here. So imagine the inhale is lifting that right finger. So the arm is kind of just hanging. It's like floppy. You know, it's just kind of being lifted, floating up by that inhale. And it reaches right up. And now we're going to rotate the wrist as if that arm is getting longer and longer with that rotation. It's like it's spiraling, you know, like something growing, it spirals like ivy or like a vine, reaching up, extending. The heart is looking up at the right hand, and then we unravel it and let it come through the air, still spiraling, keeping that spiraling energy in the body and reaches the ground. And now the inhale lifts those left fingertips. So easy, graceful. And we rotate that left wrist, oiling the joints. These wrists need a bit of attention. And then we rotate it anti-clockwise or the other way, whichever way you haven't done, and let the arm unravel and come back down to the earth. Both hands on the earth, looking at the hands there. Yes, solid earth, grounded, feet and hands on the ground. Lovely feeling. Pushing into the hands, coming up into a ragdoll. Let the body hang just for a breath or two. Inhale through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Inhale through the nostrils, out through the mouth. And then we slowly build. We slowly rebuild. We're lifting from the base. See if we can really take this as slowly as you can. Keep the knees bent the whole time. Breathing in and out through the nostrils the whole time. Slowly feel that spine waking up, rebuilding, feeling more spacious as you feel the spaciousness come back in, the length, standing, feel the feet sinking into the ground, the crown reaching up into the universe. Lovely feeling. Okay. Let's come into a balance. We're going to come into Warrior 3 as a balance. Not so easy, also heat making. But really good for engaging the whole body. So we step onto that left foot. Get that nice and steady. So I like to bend that knee. If you've got a wall there to help you, you can use that. And start to lift that back leg off the ground, either pointing the toe or pushing the heel. So we're lengthening that leg, whichever way you do that. It's like extending as much as you possibly can, as if someone's pulling on that leg. And as you can see, as I lift that leg, my body's going in the same amount. So it's almost like I'm just keeping that length. And I extend that even more by taking the hands forwards, and I can use different kinds of hand positions, intimate fingers. I like to have his first two fingers, the first finger pointing, or sometimes it's quite nice to make a little bird sort of shape. You can have the hands together, or you can have them apart, but whatever works for you. I like this engagement with the hands because it helps me to extend. Oh, yeah, feel the wobbles happening. That's okay. Wobbling is good. We're going with it. We're staying with it. We're breathing all the time. Feeling our vitality, our strength, our commitment. Yeah, feel your commitment to this. And breathing out, release. So we really go for it. We don't go for, it's not for too long. So really go for that extension. Commit to it. Breathe. Feel your power. Bring the weight onto the right foot, bending that standing knee. And starting to take that left toe off the ground, extending the leg, really lengthening and extending forwards, reaching the chest forwards, and looking down at the ground so the neck is staying in line with your spine. And then finding the hand position that you like and breathing. Lift that back leg high, extend, feel that chest expanding. Everything is switched on here. Breathe, fuel it all. Breathe deeply in and out through the nostrils. And we release. Yeah. Give everything a little shake up. I feel a little bit of heat, a little bit of vitality. Yeah, good. Okay. Just take a moment to stand now with all that vitality in the body. Again, check the feet, lift the toes, and place them down. Like really, you are placing them. And lift the heels up. Stretch the feet and then place the heels down, hips width apart, feet parallel. Soften the knees and think about your pelvic position, so just tilting it slightly so you feel your abdominals engage, not grip, but engage. The thighs engage. It's like the knees are lifting. And we lift here from the sternum, extending this area from the belly button to the sternum. And the sternum lifts, the shoulders sink down, fingertips are kind of slightly reaching towards the ground, towards the earth. The feet are sinking into the earth, so you get a sense of extension down and the lift up, the crown lifting up. So all this dynamic in the body, these areas kind of expanding away from each other, all this elasticity that we're creating in the body. When we found our mountain, our Tadasana, really making that back of the leg long, feeling the steadiness and the balance of the head also. Now, most of us kind of hold our heads in a certain place, so really be aware of that. Also the shoulders, we all have a slight lift. Sometimes it's kind of just a learned habit, which kind of exaggerates over the years. So really feel that evenness, steadiness, back of the neck long through this center. Close your eyes now, just to feel what is the experience of your mountain today. When we're still and quiet and close the eyes, what's there for us. Feel the feet on the ground, feel that connectedness to where you are right now, physical location, the ground beneath you, the air around you, the breath coming in and out through the nostrils, your stability, the power, and your unique position at this moment on this earth. Just feeling that, acknowledging that. Noticing all the other stuff that's kind of entangled and messy all around. Just letting that be. Feeling the clarity and centeredness of being the mountain. Okay, and open the eyes. So let's come into this half sunsets now. Stillness, from stillness into activation. So find your position, your feet, check your feet again. Now the inhale begins, it lifts us up, lifts the arms up, lifts the gaze. Exhale, the arms come down, the knees bend, strong belly, fingertips touch the ground. Inhale, looking forwards, hands go to the knees, so we lift the chest, we press on the hands. And we exhale, forward bend, still keeping this length in the back of the legs. Bend the knees so that you have the power to push up through the legs. You have the inhale, you reach the arms up, reach up above the head, and exhale, arms coming down to the sides. So enjoy this movement. Inhale. We're following the breath. Exhale, knees bend, fingertips touch the ground. Inhale, look forwards, arms back, legs straight. Exhale, forward bend, straight legs. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach up. Gather up all the energy. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, fingertips touch the ground. Inhale. Exhale, forward bend. So really lifting the tail on that forward bend. Bend the knees. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Lead with the chest, fingertips. Inhale, look up, open the chest, shoulders go back. Nice wide chest. Exhale, forward bend, bend the knees. Look up, eyes lead, fingers follow. Exhale, arms come down, palms facing down. Inhale, palms facing up. Exhale, palms facing down. Lead with the chest, fingertips touch the ground with bent knees. And then the knees straighten up, you look up, open the body. Engage, and then forward bend with the straight legs. Bend the knees. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more of these. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, coming down. Bend the knees, fingertips touch the ground. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward bend. Bend the knees a lot. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale. Arms come down. Let's have a little shake. That's all lots of kind of forms. Now I'm just going to break up all that form. Knees bent, knees shaking. Give it some sound as well. We're just going to break up everything. Hips going, shoulders going, shaking the whole body. Inhale through the nostrils. Let's sound out. Have a little pause. We'll try that again. Inhale. Knees, hips, shoulders. Shake it out. Oh, this feels brand new. It's a great little tip. You know, anytime you're trying to feel these just waking up without too much effort, really. It's just a very simple thing. Okay. More strong posture. So our shaking up so we've got a bit more space. Let's do the chair. Inhale, lift the arms up. Reaching up, right up to the ceiling. Let's really make yourself as long as possible from the fingertip to the soles of the feet. We keep that length as we sit back. As we sit back, the arms stay in line with the body, from the base to the fingers, and keeping the neck in line with the body too. So we're not looking at the fingers, we're looking just in front of us on the ground. And find that kind of point. Don't go too low. It's really about this extension of the spine, strengthen the legs, everything is engaged, the abdominals, the lower back, everything is working together, collaborating. This is what we develop. This is where the harmony of the yoga comes, in the body. Everything's working together. Inhale, come up, exhale, arms come down. We'll just have a little back bend here, so give the back a little rub. It's nice to have these little soft recovery moments, so it makes it much easier. You're more likely to do this and give yourself fully to the stronger things if you have that little bit of recovery time. So it's a little back bend, so we bring the elbows together behind and we lift the chest. Bend the knees, and just taking the hips forward. So we're trying to open up the fronts of the hips as well, supporting the back, opening the front of the body. You can look up slightly, but I wouldn't advise flinging your head back strongly. It's not really necessary. We're really just thinking about this openness here, keeping the knees bent. It doesn't look like my knees are bent, but they are bent. If they were straight, and I'd be really causing a bit too much tension on the back. I use the inhale to come back up. And give the back another little rub. And breathe. And we'll loosen it all up with the twist. So knees bent, feet good distance apart, shoulder width. And we'll just turn on our center. How does that feel? So we're with a mountain, and the mountain starts moving. And now finding that freedom around us, that spaciousness. Yeah, just by keeping on our center, about letting everything fall. And come to a stillness again. I'm going to into a forward bend here. So we've already warmed that up a little bit from our sun splits. So feet hips apart, remind yourself, steady your feet, and either tip hands to the lower back or we extend. Inhale, exhale, coming forward, strong belly. So really keep this together, mutual support system. Fingertips reach the ground. If they don't reach the ground, put something on the ground so you have contact with the floor. And bend the knees if you need to as well. So coming up onto the fingertips, look forwards. Open the neck and spine, exhaling. We're trying to bring the chest down to the ground. We're not going to bring the chest to the ground, but this is just creating this this direction, if you like. You know, this chest is coming down. The sternum, the middle, is coming down to that space between the big toes, and the tail is reaching up. The base of the spine is reaching up to the ceiling. So we get this elastic band. We're expanding. Think about the body as a series of elastic bands. And floating limbs, floating. Get that nice floaty feeling in the joints. Good. And then we're going to come up onto the fingertips, look forwards again. Put the weight onto the left foot, and we're going to step back with the right. Big step for our lunge. So, we come over. A nice right angle bend of that left knee, hands either side of that left foot. I'm pushing that right heel back, so really engaging that leg. And if it feels too much, you can also, have the knee on the ground. We're still getting this expansion across the groin here, whichever which way. Just slightly just varying the intensity of that. And breathe. Feel the groin is coming down towards the ground, but supported by the weight you're pressing into the hands, so you can balance that. Now you bring the right knee down. And come up into this high kneeling position. And we're going to come into the crescent moon. So inhale, lift the arms up, palms together. Exhale, the hips go forwards and the arms go back. So we end up having this lovely openness in the chest again. Breathe. Look up at the ceiling if your balance allows you to. And if it's a bit too strong on the knee that's on the ground, the right knee, then just put a blanket underneath it or a cushion, just to soften that slightly. And now bring the hands down the side of that foot. And we're just going to keep the foot where it is, but we'll start sitting back, because if we're going to sit back into that right heel, and what happens then, without us realizing this, is we're lengthening this left leg. Maybe the toe will come up a little bit, but we're trying to keep the foot engaged with the ground there. We're just moving in this direction. So feel that sense of the body, the buttocks wanting to sit back, and the toes wanting to stay where they are, the left toes. But this is where the breath comes in. You might get to a point you think, well, that's not moving, that's never going to move. It's a very common idea. But if you just, give it some time, a bit of patience, and particularly the breath, it's amazing how much more comfortable things start to become. And then the body starts to relax, and there's space, like magic. And we come back up. So now we tuck the right toe under, lift the right knee off the ground, and send the left foot back. We're in a plank. Nice straight line with the body. Open the chest. Slight softness in the elbow there, so we're not locking the arms, not locking the elbows. And breathe. If this feels too much, you have the alternative version, which is on the forearms here. You can come to this version, and you can even have the knees on the ground. This is still working pretty hard to the middle section there. So you can choose what version you want to do there. And then we're going to come onto our front. So we're going to lower down, or however feels the best way for you to do that. And then the arms are going to go back. We have a moment of rest. So if you did use the strength in the arms, then you get a rest afterwards. Everyone gets a rest. Breathing in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Really enjoy a bit of sighing. We'll have a little rock here, a little rock and roll. So just rocking the hips side to side, just bringing some ease, comfort into the body. And it's nice from the back as well, just getting that ear ease. Good. Okay. Back bends. So actually we're going to do a little variation. I'm going to do my pose, which I call the jellyfish. So the arms extend forwards, and there's a slight space between the hands, and also feet are about as wide as the hips, let's say. Forehead comes to the ground. So on the inhale, you can lift the right hand and the left leg, and then on the exhale, lower down. So we're just doing these alternatives. Opposites rather. Inhale, left arm, right leg, exhale, coming down. Inhale and exhale. Always thinking about extending, fingertip to toe, beautiful diagonal across the body. So you don't need to bring the head down. Once you've started, you can just relax down, relax the shoulders as they come forwards, and then you're activated and released. And this nice feeling of fully activating with that inhale and then releasing and softening on the exhale. Let's do a few more of these. Noticing where this is impacting the body, keeping some awareness in the abdominals, which should be working a little bit to support the lower back. Inhale, exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale. And then sweeping the arms back, resting on the other side of the head. Breathing deeply, releasing through the mouth. Just enjoying that release in the neck. We come into another back bend. Okay, we're going to come into a bow. So I've got this going a little bit. If you bend the knees, lift the feet off the ground, see if you can take hold of the tops of the feet. If you can get both hands on both feet, then we can stay with that one. If that's not possible, then put the hands or the arms on the ground, but the palms are down. So we were here before, that's the arms, now palms. Come onto the forehead. So if your hands are on the ground, you're going to press when you come up. But if your hands are on your feet, then you're going to still do the same thing. Start by lifting the head off the ground, lifting the chest, opening the shoulders up, and then starting to lift the knees off the ground. A nice way to think about it is the toes are getting pulled up. If you're this version, you're lifting the body here, so you've got the same position, and you're pressing into the hands. It's just slightly more exaggerated with the full bow. And breathe once you're there. Strong belly to support that back. And lower down on the out breath. And bring the hands back up to eye level. Hands, nice spread fingers. And push into the hands. Walk the hands back. Sit back into the heels. That's a nice relief and a release. Really enjoy that sense of, I've expanded the back. Or the front rather, and now expand the back. So really exaggerate that with your breath, and by bringing the heels, sitting deeply back into the ankles. Really making little claws with the fingers, extending the fingers forwards. You want to get a bit more engagement in the backs of the shoulders there, into the upper back. Feels really good to do that. And just let it go. Into the nostrils, out through the mouth. So we're going to come into the other side now. Done the one side. So first of all, we come up to all fours, keeping the hands where they are. And we're going to transition using downward dog. So tuck the toes under, inhaling, exhaling, lifting the knees off the ground. Let's just have a moment in downward dog. How are the hamstrings doing today? Over the back, finding the position, looking back at the toes. Breathe. Good. And now lift the gaze, look at the hands, and we're going to take the right foot forward. So you bring the weight onto the left hand and left foot, and just taking that right foot forward. So we're in the lunge on the other side now. So the left heel is pressing back. We're expanding across the groin. Hands are on the ground either side of the right foot. Really feel that, or you can obviously have that knee on the ground like you did on the other side if that's better for you. Now bring the knee down, everybody. Coming up into a high kneeling position. Adjust your feet position to make yourself feel balanced. Inhale, lift the arms up. Palms come together. They're going back. Already the arms are going back, but we're going to make that even more. So inhale first of all. As you exhale, the hips come forward, so that right knee goes forwards, and the arms come back. The hands go back. Breathe. So we've got this dynamic going on. We're not just letting everything go forwards. We've got this pull back with the hands, so it's opening the chest also. Breathe. Go look up at the ceiling if you want to. And then breathing out, bring the hands to the ground. And start to sit back as if you're going to sit back into the left heel. And when you do that, you start to feel this right leg lengthen. trying to keep those toes engaged with the ground there. Keeping yourself steady with your hands and just seeing how that feels, giving it a few moments, giving it a few breaths, just finding the body releasing a little bit. Just by a little bit of persistence, but also engagement, conversation with the body. We're in conversation, we're relating, rather than kind of dictating, which is often what happens. So now we're going to come back to where we were. So tucking the left toe under, and we're just going to lift that left knee off the ground and step forwards. Both feet on the ground, we're back in the forward bend, but we're going to turn it into a ragdoll. So let the body hang there, let the head hang, turn the head as if you're saying no. Breathe in through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Release. Take the hands behind you and bring the bottom to the ground. Extend the legs out in front, bounce the knees up and down. Give the legs a little rub. Yeah, thank you, legs. I'm not finished with it yet, but it's going to be much easier from now on. There's going to be other parts involved. So let's start with Dandasana, the rod. So you might want to just help yourself by taking the fleshy part back here. Bring the legs together, toes towards the ceiling. Bring the hands either side of the body, making sure the arms are in line with the spine rather than back, behind, or in front. So you find this sense of the hands pressing down and the chest lifting up away. So we get lots of length in the spine in this way. Lots of length here in the abdominals there. As if you're sitting up against a wall, really tall, which also includes the back of the neck, of course, looking towards the big toes. So your eyes are in line with the toes. And you can even wiggle your toes, see if you can create some space between the toes. So you've got like feet like kind of sunshine, you know, really expanded. It's a good thing to work on, flexibility in the toes and feet. Sometimes it gets a bit caught as well, that's okay. And then release. Also doing that which distracts you from what's going on. And yeah, so it's good. So seated forward bend. Inhale, lift the arms up, look at the back of the hands. Take the chest forward, let the chest lead. Imagine this rope is pulling and the rest of the body is just following. Bring the hands to the ground, or the legs. Come away a little bit, so sitting up tall again, inhaling. Making the body long, giving space, and exhaling, releasing and letting go of everything. Just emptying out. Do that a few times, inhaling, coming away from the legs, just to make it a little bit more dynamic and that you're not kind of just pushing on an edge. Instead, we just find that sort of softness. There is no edge. We breathe in, we come away, we move towards. Maybe just by breathing out a little bit longer, there's a little bit more space, a bit more release, and then we come back. So we're kind of gradually working with that elasticity. A nice way to think about the body, you know, we're really in our practice with our breath, with our attention, with our effort, working on the elasticity. So it's not just flexibility, it's got much more dynamic, suppleness and steadiness. It's about elasticity. So we have enough tension as well. Otherwise we'd just be like spaghetti. We don't want to be like spaghetti. Breathing in, and then we're just going to let ourselves settle into the forward bend, how it feels good to you. Keeping your eyes still looking forwards where we're going. Otherwise we've given up. You know, we're looking at the knees, we're just kind of blocked, we're finished. But we're continually in our practice, continually making effort, moving towards, releasing, engaged with what we're doing. And now we're coming up. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower the arms down. Take the hands behind you. We bring the feet to the ground. Lift the hips off the ground. Come on, let's pop into a tabletop. Breathing in and out. One more breath in and then lower down. Stretch the legs out in front. Bounce the knees up and down a little bit. Let's extend the fingers towards the toes and slowly lay down. Do a bit of work on the floor. Slowing down, breathing in and out through the nostrils steadily all the time, keeping that softness, that flow, that movement. And then rolling and laying the body down, letting the arms flop out to the sides. Just take a moment in Shavasana, feet hanging out to the sides. And a few releasing breaths in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Even closing the eyes for a moment, just to feel a sense of your back on the ground. We've had a lot of feet on the ground today, and hands and feet on the ground, but now it's just the whole of the back of the body is at ease, horizontal. How different it feels to be horizontal and vertical in the body. Which is why it's worth, any time in the day when you feel a bit frazzled, just take 1 minute even, just lie on the surface, lie on the ground is the best, or, on the sofa. Just taking a moment just to lie, not doing anything else, just lying, closing your eyes, just give yourself a minute just to reset. Inhale, as you exhale, press the back into the ground, draw the knees up. Let's just hug the knees a little bit. So just releasing and unwinding and softening towards a relaxed, happy body. Extend the legs up, extend the arms up, and just let them float around a little bit, just kind of, as if the arms and legs are spaghetti and they're just kind of softening up in the hot water, just moving the arms and legs. And sometimes having this more fluid movement, we forget that we're actually holding our legs and arms up. It's more effortless. Hug the knees again. Put the feet on the floor and slide the legs away. Arms at the sides of the body. Let's just move in a little sequence. So the arms are coming up on the inhale, slowly and steadily. Feel the lower back lift off the ground as we extend. And as you exhale, we press that back into the ground. So you use your abdominals and you press, and notice what happens when knees start naturally lifting up into the body. Inhale, push those heels high. So the backs of the legs are getting super extended. And then the exhale, we draw the knees into the body. Inhale, extend or slide the feet away. Exhale, the arms coming through space, extending right into the fingertips. So really, there's still some effort here, but it's really breath effort. It's inhale, expanding. Exhale, press the back into the ground, contract, draw the knees in. Inhale, expand, push the heels high. Exhale, contract, draw the knees in. Inhale, expand. So full extension there, and then exhale, bring the arms back softly. A few more of these. So staying with the breath, letting the breath be the focus. You can even close your eyes here. Inhaling, the arms come up. Exhale, draw those knees in. Squeeze the breath out, contracting. Inhale, expanding. Pushing into the feet, extending into the arms above the head. Exhale, contracting. Knees come into the body. Inhale, expanding the legs away, full stretch. And exhaling, the arms coming through space. Let's do one more of these. So really give it your full breath, your full attention. Maybe your eyes are closed, just to give it even more attention. Inhaling, extend. Exhale, press the back into the ground. Draw the knees up, squeeze them into the body. Inhale, push the heels up. Draw the toes towards you. Feel the strength of the legs. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. Just going to slide the feet away. And exhaling, we're closing that down. The arms coming through space, resting at the sides. Good. Just a moment there. Again in Shavasana, breathing in and out through the nostrils, even closing your eyes for a moment. Good. So let's just bring the knees up again. Hug the knees, rock side to side. Enjoy that movement. Breathe. And place the soles of the feet on the ground. Let's do a little bit on the back. Back's worked hard today. Lots of back bend, forward bend. So we're going to just soften it. This is a nice softening with the dynamic bridge. So bring the feet close to the buttocks. Make sure there is space between them, about hips width, and they're parallel as much as you can find that. Palms flat down. Extend the fingers down to the bottom of the mat. Bring the chin as if you want to touch the chin to the chest. Tuck it right in. So in fact, you're really expanding the back of the neck. Use the inhale to push into the feet and lift the hips slightly, and then roll the spine down. We're really minimizing this movement to begin so that we can really get into much more of the flow of the spine. Inhale, lift the back off the ground. Exhale, roll from the top down through the spine. Yeah, quite often we just go straight to this kind of big expressive movement, but actually it's much nicer just to stay quite minimal with this. I mean, you can let it gradually get a bit bigger if it wants to. But I really want you to focus on feeling into that. Inhale as much of the back off the ground, and then rolling from the top of the back down through on the exhale. So you get more of that connection with the flow of the spine. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep that chin tucked in. Close your eyes. Feel this. How does it feel? I always think this moving the spine, particularly laying that spine on the earth, rolling it down, it's very calming. This is why it's a great little practice to do at the end of the day, when you come home from work or before you go to sleep. Just get down on the ground and just do a few very low impact moving bridge, just to give your back a little bit of gratitude. Yeah, it's saying thank you, and your back will be grateful, and it will be a lot of maintenance, a lot of self-care there. A little bit of self-care every day. And then we just bring the back down, hug the knees again. Place the sole of the feet on the ground, slide the legs away. Give yourself a full extension. And again, bring the knees in one more time. I'm going to just do one last thing before we come into lying still. Really feeling the need for a twist. So we're going to have the knees up on the chest, take the arms out to the side, palms flat down. Inhale. Just going to move myself a little bit to give myself space. As you exhale, lower the knees slowly to the left. Don't let them flop. Use a bit of control in the abdomen. When they do reach the ground, let them go. And then looking down that right arm. Close the eyes then. Don't need to look at anything once you're in the position. And breathe. Feel the breath expanding in the body. Breathing in and out through the nostrils, just releasing that. Feeling this twist. Just release it. Any last bits of tension that might be hanging around. Just by releasing the tension in the spine, rejuvenating, replenishing energy. Use the inhale to lift the knees to center, lift the head to center. Really fill the body with air, and on the exhale, slow exhale through the nostrils, let the knee fall to the right, and the head goes right over to the left, looking down that left arm, and then close the eyes. Relax the legs, make sure the legs really reach the ground rather than having them floating away from the ground. So just feeling into that beautiful, twisted, spiraling spine. Really breathe deeply into that area so that you can create even more release just for your breath and for the position of your body. In and out through nostrils. And finally lifting on the inhale. Next inhale, lift the knees to center, lift the head to center, feet on the ground, slide the legs away. Arms out to the sides, just let yourself completely relax and let go. Short relaxation. Close the eyes. If you need to, put any warmer items on. Let's do that quickly, and to be kind of, all you can think about is being cold. So I just, relax. And just let your breath be really soft, coming in and out through the nostrils with ease, with grace, without any effort at all. There is nothing to do, nothing to think about, nothing to plan. Everything is being taken care of right now in this moment. The only job to do is let go, soften, and trust that the ground will hold you. So a short little relaxation. Now coming back to life. I just heard a little quote that I thought about. I mentioned this earlier about paying attention. There is ecstasy in paying attention. You can get into a kind of Wordsworthian openness to the world, where you see in everything the essence of holiness. There you go, beautiful. So we're just paying attention to the changing nature and our changing nature. So bring yourself slowly back to seated, back to the day, back to the moment, and giving yourself that space and attention, choosing where you place your attention today. Come to seated, let's finish. Rubbing the hands together, creating some heat and energy. Bring the hands to the heart center. One hand top of the other, double palms. So close the eyes, feel that warmth and energy you're giving yourself, creating that environment, that warm, nurturing environment for your sankalpa to land. Your intention, say that to yourself. Your intention, what do you want to create in yourself, to encourage? How do you want to grow? Good. Namaste. Thank you so much for your practice today. Beautiful. Well done.